What do you think next, Bear Pigman? You're an anime fan. Ghost in the Shell?
Actually, the Ghost in the Shell game is pretty goddamn good. Check it out.
This might be a video, though. Yeah.
Damn. Play it, yeah. Play it anyway.
Oh, wait, can we...
I think you can play it.
Either
they're just gonna play the video.
Yeah. I've never seen Ghost in the Shell, but it's apparently about a ghost in a shell.
See the first movie, and if you got time, Standalone Complex is pretty good. I've really only seen the first movie myself. They're actually rebooting it apparently, but I've heard mixed things about that.
Like imagine back then.
Yeah, the Ghost in the Shell game. You pretty much play like you play one of the little tick robot things.
Huh. But like imagine back then when if you had access to anime, you had to like spend mucho dinero at the video store to just buy whatever they had. You know?
Oh, I actually got kind of lucky. The comic store near me, the guy like imported like a ton of like Ranma 1/2 and Yarosei Yatsura and like Dragon Ball. And what he would do is when you wanted to rent a video out, you'd give him $22, and if you return the video within a week, he'd give you the $20 back. So it would be a $2 rental or a $22 purchase.
Huh. But yeah, Ranma 1/2, that was like my first videos that I ever bought from like some pawn shop.
I would go to Suncoast and buy 2-episode VHSs for like $35.
Yeah, that's it. That's the exact thing. I still have those things.
I had like seasons worth of them. I still love them, but like I remember when like the Blu-rays came out and they put an entire season on for like $40. Like I'm like, I don't usually buy shit. I am buying this, and I am feeling like the greatest person for buying this right now.
Yep. This video catalog, motherfucker.
Like, I just saved myself $120. But yeah, like, I remember I had friends who never watched Ghost in the Shell, but still, like, loved the game, because it basically plays more like a Zone of the Enders than a Ghost in, like, an anime game.
No, we gotta do Crash Bandicoot too.
Oh, you mean Domestic Violence, the game? Yeah, let's do this.
I still... Like, I have that thing where I have secondhand shame, so I can't really watch stuff like that.
Man, I was really tired the day SGDQ started, so I actually, like, passed out, like, 10 minutes into that run, and I woke up right at the domestic violence line, and I'm like, oh man, I really hope someone archives and puts it online. They are working so hard to make people believe this video does not exist, because they have taken it down. The full run of it is like really hard to find on YouTube.
Yeah, if you ever make an ass of yourself in front of an audience, you can bet your ass somebody's gonna put that online.
The compilation of it, I think, is still up. Like the supercut, like the 12-minute long one, but the actual like almost hour long run, you cannot find that anywhere. Probably for the best.
Yeah, apparently that guy got his Twitch channel banned. Because,
yeah.
And here's the thing, if he had just been really bad at a run and making bad jokes and not being funny, then that probably would have been an issue. But when you finish off by saying, like, I'm gonna kill everybody here, you don't come back from that.
Kinda can't do that.
Yeah, you can't really do that, not today.
Okay, for people who didn't see it. So, at Summer Games Done Quick, back in June or July, they started the event off by having, you know, a Yoshi's Island run, and then they did a Crash Bandicoot 2 run. It was like, only a couple of hours into the event overall. And they got a really cringy guy to do. He did Crash Bandicoot 2, but he did it with like a category where you could use death abuse to like, you know,
it
you
was
grab
like a speed running trick.
Yeah, it was like you could grab like the thing you need in the middle of the stage, and then suicide to get to like the old checkpoint and like leave. It was something like that. Someone take advantage of it. So basically, every time he died, he would get really like, well, you know what it's time to do? It's time to kill ourselves. I fucking love killing myself. Killing myself is great. We should kill ourselves. But he did that like every time he had to do that, which was like 10 times in a 45-minute run. Then he said, like, someone was like, yeah, this game is the game you like. He's like, I hate running certain parts of this game, but I also love it. This game is like domestic abuse, because it treats you bad, but you still love it and stay with it. Like, holy shit. This motherfucker did not drop a goddamn domestic abuse joke, but he did. And, at the end of the, so he, like, goes over his estimate, by the way. Gets to the end of the game.
By the way, I want to interject here. This was the only run that I've ever seen. The only guy that was so bad, he was like acknowledged on the Games Done Quick, like Twitter, saying, "Okay, we get it, guys. We're doing something about it."
Yeah, the Games Done Quick Twitter account was like, "We're aware of the problems and we'll do something about it."
Like,
so
that's the only
he gets
time
to the
I've
end.
seen that happen.
Yeah, he gets to the very end of his run, softlocks the game, like, at the final boss. So he can't finish his run. He's already going over, mind you, but he can't finish his run. So he goes, well, that's the end of the game. I guess we're done here. And, you know, hits the thing to signify that, you know, time's being called. And that's something people usually clap when time is called. So they, you know, he gives, like, this, they give, like, the most little golf clap to signify the end of the end of his run, and he goes, I feel terrible. This was pathetic. And for some reason, that makes the crowd give a real, like, you know, thunderous applause. And he goes, you're applauding me saying I'm a failure? I'm gonna become a psychopath and kill all of you. The entire room goes dead fucking silent. All donations that have been, like, up to that point have been, like, ramping up.
Oh, yeah, that's
dead.
One thing I wanted to mention. This guy actually, like, because I can understand, like, he's bad, I don't want to watch this, you know, whatever. But he was actually hurting the event by being there and being so bad. Like,
40,000 viewers on Twitch left.
Yeah, like, 40,000 people stopped watching this guy.
Donations came to, like, a fucking, like, standstill for the rest of the night. It was terrible. Even the guy from the Tomba run was like, wow, someone's worse than me. I'm not joking. The Tomba guy actually said, wow, someone's, like, worse than me this summer.
I don't know what any of these do. I do like response and stability. I'm responsible and stable. Oh, I can't.
I don't think he was actually mentally ill. I think he was just, like, unaccustomed to, like, dealing with that big of a crowd.
Yeah, here's the thing, and Slowbeef actually kind of talked about this. It's like when you're there at the event and you are by yourself and maybe you're a little nervous or maybe, you know, you just kind of hit on a bad joke or whatever. That's why, you know, you have multiple people do this kind of stuff so that if something goes sour, you've got a guy there to kind of bail you out and steer it in a different direction, and that's, you know, why that dynamic works. It was just, imagine if you went into a comedy club where the guy had to be there. He couldn't leave. He just had to be there. And he gets up on stage and all of his jokes just bomb the fuck to... It's just, he's terrible. But he can't leave. He has to be there. He has to stay. And that's honestly, I think, what happened. So, you know, he can't leave. Instead of kind of taking it in a direction that was more suitable, I guess, or productive, or just anything, it just kept going and going and going until you get to the end, and it's just, that's what you get.
Yeah. Well, I mean, ostensibly, like, you're supposed to have your couch there to kind of back you up if you like your joke falls. Someone in your couch kind of does something to make up for it. His couch was dead silent the entire
And that's
time.
what I was saying. He apparently had people there. They should have
Yeah,
done something.
They just didn't say anything because I think he started and they just kind of like locked up the like for pretty much the entire like rest of his run. And see, someone said it in chat, but the guy actually did a Sonic Adventure run like 2 hours earlier, and he wasn't that bad. A little like overly energetic at times, but he wasn't like making jokes that you shouldn't be fucking making.
Yeah, I think he might have just kind of panicked, and the couch
wasn't
doing anything for him. And people who like watch him on Twitch or whatever say that he's usually not like that.
I think it was just nerves. I don't think it's worth like getting your account shut down and stuff, but like,
well,
it was definitely
some of the
like
shit he said,
it was super uncomfortable.
You can't really come back from some of that shit.
Yeah, true. I mean, especially the stuff at the end, but
yeah.
I loved. Did you see like about maybe 3 hours after that entire thing takes place? And by the way, everyone who was at like the event knew about this and were like talking about it and stuff. They decided to run Resident Evil 3, I believe. And the guy who runs that game, a man by the name of Carcinogen, he's a great runner, charismatic guy, pretty funny. But someone on his couch at some point made another goddamn domestic violence joke about Nemesis. They're like, yeah, he's, you know, the boyfriend who's, you know, always gonna keep coming back, never gonna leave. He's the abusive boyfriend. I sometimes want to just get a still from that video of Carcinogen, like, his eyes shoot wide open. He, like, almost pauses the game to turn around and look at his friend and is like, dude, that is not funny. But you could just see for, like, one brief second the fear in his eyes, which was real.
That's what those guys
do not fucking do this right now.
That's what those guys should have done. That should have been, like, the first flag. To be like, no, we need to stop this right now. And instead, it just kept going, and that's why you got what you got.
Yeah. I don't remember any of the Tetris runners being awkward. I think one of them was like fighting a cold, but I don't think any of them were like.
Do this?
Yeah, nothing were really like even close to that. I remember hearing something about one of the Saints Row guys being a little like, not cringe-worthy, just like more nervous than anything. That's really it. Like the Crash guy kind of like took all the cringe awards pretty early on.
I didn't.
Oh my god! All these like early sound clips.
This is like something you'd see on Adult Swim. Well, I got.
Was this the boarding game that let you play as like Cloud and Tifa?
No.
Or was that Snowboard Kids?
I don't know what you were talking about. I don't remember any snowboard games with Cloud or Tifa, except for the demo.
There's definitely
there's definitely
one. I mean, let me look it up. I know there's definitely one snowboarding game that like you could play as like, I think you could play as Cloud, Tifa, Sephiroth, and like Resident Evil characters.
I don't remember that.
Oh, no, they just made a Final Fantasy VII snowboarding game, like for mobile. I'm thinking of
Raven's Nest.
Trick and Snowboarder.
Wait a minute. mail?
Man, I love those sound effects.
I don't have any credits. Ooh. I could get some robot arms. No, no cores though.
Man, as much as I love, like, the GDQs and everything, if you ever go on YouTube and, like, look at an individual run and look at the comments of it, like, the comment section for, like, runs like that are, like, YouTube comments are garbage to begin with. They are way more garbage for, like, games done quick runs than any other video.
You're talking about on YouTube or Twitch?
On YouTube. The Twitch chat for that thing is like, forget it, it's a lost cause. There are so much bad shit happening in there. Although I will say, I gotta be a little proud of myself, cause I don't know if you remember the I Want to Be the Bashi run from this summer. I actually got a donation of mine read out near like the very end. I did one of those donate $1 per death and $2 if they read it out loud. And I said in the end of it, death to anime.
Uh-huh.
And they read it at like the very end. So the chat's already hyped up for the final the final couple of bosses. And like for the next like 20 minutes, the chat did nothing but spam death to anime.
So I just made my emblem.
Oh, I saw it.
AC name? But there's a lot of options here. Let's call it poop.
Yeah, but use like all the Greek letters.
AC test. Launch a test sword E? Sure, why not?
We get to launch poop on a test run.
Ooh. What's shooting me? Ooh.
Oh, really? I gotta check that out. Apparently the guy who did Barkley Gaiden ran his game at one of the GDQs.
Oh, the Shut Up and Jam Gaiden?
Yeah, that's definitely like my favorite. Some of my favorite things that they do are games where they get like the creator on Skype or like the creative team behind it on Skype, like for Shovel Knight and whatnot. So you get kind of like a little behind the scenes stuff and you know, see how creators kind of like deal with their game being annihilated, like Tim Schafer and Psychonauts.
Well, this is not easy to control.
No, it is not. I remember the original one, very much kind of tough.
It's like, I don't know how to, like, look at the guy.
Yeah, it's like, is there like a lock-on, or,
I think it's like, whenever they're inside the red square, then you lock onto them.
So like a soft lock-on.
Yeah.
Hmm.
What happened with the Psychonauts run?
Oh, so pretty much like it wasn't at a GDQ event. It was like at some like anniversary, I want to say, of Psychonauts creation. A couple of runners basically went to Double Fine Studios and like did a run for the game in front of the entire team and basically showed them like every single like programming glitch that they found and exploited. So it was kind of like a little bit of like a roast on the creators. It's like, hey, you forgot to program this, and you forgot to program this wall, and you forgot to program this wall.
Oh, did they show off the secret photo?
I think so.
I actually found that myself. It's like, I don't know who that is. But there was like, if you look inside of a wall, you can find like a picture of some woman.
I think they did that.
It was like in Lungfishopolis, I think.
System engaged.
Oh gosh, Filler Track in chat is bringing up TwitchCon's Trihex's Yoshi Island run at TwitchCon. Holy shit! I brought this up during it was in one of the Retsu Talk live from Twitches that I don't think ever made it, but holy shit, Trihex. Okay, I felt real bad for Trihex during this run, but so, TwitchCon, which was like now 2 or 3 months ago, they decided to do like a very small GDQ marathon, you know, raise a little more money for MSF and whatnot. So they had a schedule, and they were going to kick the event off by having Trihex do a Yoshi's Island run. You know, his like bread and butter. Apparently, like, the night beforehand, he did, like, a Mario Maker stream until, like, 4 o'clock in the morning. And overslept, missed his, like, noon, spot on the schedule. So they pretty much just gave it to, like, someone to do, like, a Splatoon run, I think. So they're like, yeah, sorry, Triax couldn't make it, wasn't feeling good. But he eventually shows up at, like, 6 o'clock at night. The last run was scheduled for 5:30. So they're like, hey, yeah, if you want to still do your run, no problem, we can set you up. I guess what they didn't tell them beforehand, though, was like, the second floor was pretty much where all the streaming was taking place, but the second floor of this convention closed at, like, 6:30 p.m. Like, they weren't, like, everyone who was on that floor had to leave.
Oh my gosh, look at this little door. That means we're a big giant robot.
Oh wow, they actually put like a little door for the people to get out of.
Yeah.
Huh.
And this is a little fence for the people. Anyway,
I was thinking of the little guys.
Please continue. I get easily distracted.
Okay. So like, yeah. So he starts his run at about 6:30 that night, and it's about almost a 2.5 hour run for a full Yoshi's Island run. And I guess he didn't realize that it was like actually going to be billed as a GDQ event. He thought it was just going to be like a, hey, you know, do a run of a game you're good at and you can bring like your chat in. Something like that. He didn't think it was an actual like, hey, we're going to bring in like the 40,000 people GDQ chat and actually get money for the charity. So he just he hadn't practiced at all for it. So he's making like little mistakes here and there, but he's like, you know what, it's gonna be chill. It was a run that we didn't plan for, so whatever, it's gonna be fun. And Trihex is a very, very charismatic runner who feeds off the audience in the room. Like, he kind of needs people around him cheering, and he gets hype off that.
Balance.
He's a very good charismatic runner. Oh my gosh! Really?
Balance.
Barents?